I'd like to do two things first. Thank First Person Arts for deviating from the norm. Judges, you're off on this one. I have a vested interest in this place. I'm called a surrogate owner, and you would accuse me of buying drinks if I won, and if I lost, I would charge them double, so we're not going to judge. I've done other stories here, and usually when you tell a story, it's sort of easy because it sort of fits the theme. For example, I missed last month or a couple of months ago when the theme was chemistry, because I was a chemistry guy for 40 years, and I have some really good stories about emptying buildings inadvertently, from stupidity, from impatience. But I thought, well, no, they don't want to hear about, well, it's the wrong theme. High Point is the theme. So let me tell you about what I was going to do. I was going to do, High Point. A couple people have mentioned mountains. So I want to tell you, this is true. When I was about 60, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. And even though it's 19,341 feet, you don't think about that, except every step you think about that. But what happened to me is I did make it right to the tippity top. I touched the pole at the top of the mountain, and then the porter came over and said, "Bob, would you like a drink?" And I said, "Of course I would like a drink." And he opened up like a thermos bottle to give me a drink. And I could smell that wood smoke that the water was boiled in. And of course, it ruined the high point. Right there at the pole, I got sick. And of course, when you do that, that's called altitude sickness. They take you down. But since I was at the top anyway, I had to go down. So, but it wasn't a great high point. So I thought, well, no, there was a better high point. Anyway, I really had a better one when I was 76. It's a true story. 76, I had my first acting, I got a part in a play. I tried out for the first time in my life, got a part in a play. And I was so excited, and I thought, this has got to be the high point of my life. But you know what happened? It really was rotten, because I had to walk, my first line, I have to walk from here to there. Now, you think that's easy on stage. But of course, everybody laughed at me when I went like this to walk over there, because apparently you don't do that in the theater. So it took me about 20 minutes, about 4 rehearsals, to get from here to there, and I thought, God, why am I doing this? Terrible experience. High point, nah, kind of a low point. So what happened? Where's the high point in this story? Well, the high point maybe happened this very year. Son Paul, one of my many children, one of the things you do when you have a lot of kids is you say, when they invite you to wherever, you always say yes. Because you know you're a good dad and you try to be a good dad. That was a high point, having all those kids, but I had to put them through college. That was a low point. So Paul says, "Hey, Dad, why don't you take Sal? We'll go to Mexico." And I said, "Well, Mexico, that's good. I've never been to Mexico. It's cool." So we went to Mexico, and we spent a week. Cozumel. I get all mixed up with the Mexican thing, so I don't speak Spanish very well at all. But so Paul is one of these kids that he wants to do everything like in a week, because he's a lawyer, so he only gets a week off like every third year. And he has to get everything done, so he says, "Dad, guess what we're going to do tomorrow morning?" I said, "I know, Paul, we're packing up to go home." He says, no, before we do that, we're going to go on a boat." I thought, oh my God, he doesn't know that I get seasick, something terrible. But, it's my kid, and I want to please my kid. So I said, "Oh, yeah, that's good. Let's go. Why are we going on a boat?" He says, "We're going to fish." I said, "Okay." So we go on the boat with, Paul's got, he took after me, he's got about 7 or 8 kids. And we're all on the boat, and we're fishing, except me. Because I get seasick in the first 30 seconds. I just can't explain. Now, this doesn't sound like a high point story either, does it? But you notice this one starts off bad. Wait till you hear how it ends. 4 hours riding the boat, and I can't wait to get back. I am so sick. I am so miserable that when we pull in, the captain pulls the boat in, and it's got a high rail, about 4.5 feet, and the mate jumps out, pulls the boat up, and I'm going to be the first guy off this boat because I am so sick. And so I dash from this end of the boat to that end of the boat, and the guy's standing there, right? And I'm expecting him to put up his hand. Wouldn't you think he would put up his hand? He didn't put up his hand. And I fly. Now that's the high point. That was the first time in my life I ever tried flying without an airplane. And I'm there, and I want to tell you what happens when you fly. You don't think of, you know, your life doesn't go through, you heard that, you know, when you think you're going to die, you relive all the, you don't think about, at least I didn't think about that. I thought, I'm in big trouble here. Big trouble. I am flying, and I'm going to hit. And we're not on the water anymore, but he's pulled us up, and we're not on the soft sand. You know, we're in that hard, compact sand. And for however many milliseconds it takes to fall 4.5 feet, all I thought about is, let's see, Bob, if you land on your head, you're going to break your neck. Not a good thing. If you put this arm out to brace yourself, you're going to break your wrist. So what do? So I lift my head, pull in my arm, and landed on my side and broke 5 ribs. But the good thing about that story was I haven't had my high point yet. I'm looking forward to it.